Nobody saw this coming, and now fans can't stop replaying every second. What started as quiet whispers behind closed doors has erupted into a full-blown public spectacle, with emotions spilling over, reputations on the line, and one woman allegedly pushed past her breaking point. According to explosive reports lighting up social media, JD Vance has reportedly cut all ties with Erika Kirk, and the fallout has been nothing short of chaotic. Late-night phone recordings, frantic texts, and alleged screenshots are spreading like wildfire, leaving fans stunned and divided. Sources claim Erika didn't just take the news quietly, she crashed out in dramatic fashion. Voices were raised, tears were shed, and accusations flew as she reportedly demanded answers to one question that now has the internet in a chokehold: was I just a side piece? Those close to the situation say tensions had been building for weeks. Missed calls, cold responses, doors suddenly closed, but no one expected the situation to explode the way it did. Witnesses claim Erika was seen pacing, crying, and confronting people she believed knew the truth all along. Emotions ran high, and the once private situation allegedly spiraled into an all-out emotional breakdown that left everyone shaken. Meanwhile, JD Vance's camp has gone silent, and that silence is only fueling the fire. Fans are shocked by the sudden cutoff, especially after months of speculation about the nature of his connection with Erika. Some say she was promised loyalty. Others claim she misunderstood her role from the very beginning. And now, with reported ties severed, the question remains: who was telling the truth? As rumors swirl, reactions are pouring in from every direction. Friends are allegedly choosing sides. Online supporters are clashing in comment sections. Critics are demanding accountability. And Erika? Sources say she feels used, discarded, and humiliated, claiming she was left alone to deal with the emotional wreckage while JD walked away untouched. The family, insiders whisper, was left divided. Some urged silence. Others encouraged her to speak out. And speak out she reportedly did, in ways no one was prepared for. Late-night rants, emotional voice notes, and alleged confrontations have turned a private fallout into a viral drama unfolding in real time. So what really happened behind the scenes? Was this a secret relationship gone wrong, or a one-sided attachment that ended in heartbreak? And why did it all collapse so suddenly? Stay right here, because this story is just getting started, and the next revelations might change everything you think you know. The whispers started long before the explosion, long before the late-night calls and the trembling hands gripping a phone screen that refused to light up. Insiders say Erika Kirk had been feeling it for weeks, that subtle shift when warmth turns into distance and promises start sounding like echoes instead of plans. At first, she brushed it off, telling herself this was just how powerful men moved, quietly, carefully, always 10 steps ahead. But the silence kept growing, and with every unanswered message, the pit in her stomach grew deeper. Fans are shocked now, but those close to her say the warning signs were there all along. It was a rainy evening when everything allegedly snapped. Erika sat alone in her apartment, scrolling through her phone, refreshing feeds, watching the world move on while her own felt frozen. Then it hit her. A post. A report. A quiet confirmation from a source she never thought would turn their back on her. Word was spreading fast that JD Vance had cut ties, a phrase so cold it felt surgical. No explanation, no closure, just a clean break, like she never existed. According to sources, Erika read the words over and over, whispering, "No, this can't be how it ends." She called him. Straight to voicemail. Again. Voicemail. Again. Nothing. Her voice messages allegedly shifted from calm to desperate in minutes. "Just talk to me," she pleaded in one recording that later leaked. "After everything, I deserve that." Emotions ran high, and friends say her hands were shaking so badly she could barely hold the phone. This wasn't just about a relationship ending. This was about dignity, about promises made behind closed doors, about a narrative she felt trapped inside. As the night wore on, the dam finally broke. Erika reportedly confronted someone she believed had been acting as a go-between, a mutual contact who suddenly stopped responding too. Voices were raised, accusations thrown like knives. "You knew," she allegedly shouted. "You all knew and let me look stupid." The confrontation spilled into the early hours, leaving everyone involved rattled. The family was left divided, with some urging her to stay quiet for her own protection, while others told her silence would only make it worse. Meanwhile, JD Vance's side remained eerily quiet. No statements, no denials, no clarifications. That silence became its own kind of answer in the court of public opinion. Fans dissected every old photo, every past appearance, every vague comment that once seemed harmless. Was it all a lie? Was Erika ever more than a secret? The question echoed everywhere, growing louder with each passing hour. "Just a side piece?" became the phrase lighting up comment sections, a brutal summary of the humiliation she allegedly felt. By the next morning, Erika was reportedly spiraling. Friends describe her pacing her living room, replaying conversations in her head, her voice cracking as she asked the same question again and again. "Why would he promise me anything if this was all I was?" one friend claims she said. The emotional conflict was raw and unfiltered. On one hand, she felt betrayed. On the other, she felt angry at herself for believing in something that now looked painfully one-sided. Then came the screenshots. Messages that allegedly showed warmth, concern, even affection, now contrasted sharply with the abrupt cutoff. Fans are shocked at how quickly public sympathy shifted. Some rallied behind Erika, calling her brave for surviving emotional manipulation. Others accused her of chasing clout, saying she should have known better. The backlash was relentless, and it only added fuel to her emotional fire. Every notification became a new wound. Late that afternoon, Erika reportedly snapped again, this time publicly. A short video surfaced online, her eyes red, voice trembling, but defiant. She didn't name names, but everyone knew who she was talking about. "Don't tell someone they matter if you're going to erase them," she said. "Don't make promises you can't stand on." Emotions ran high as viewers watched, some praising her honesty, others warning her she was crossing dangerous lines. Behind the scenes, friends say attempts were made to calm her down. "Think long-term," one reportedly told her. "This could follow you forever." But Erika felt she had already lost everything she was protecting. Her reputation felt torn apart anyway, her heart already shattered. What did she have left to lose? That mindset, insiders claim, is what made the next move inevitable. As night fell again, the pressure intensified. Vance's silence continued, but new rumors emerged suggesting his inner circle had advised a complete cutoff to contain damage. If true, that revelation hit Erika like a slap. She wasn't just abandoned, she was managed away. A liability. A problem to be erased. The thought sent her into another emotional tailspin. "I was never human to them," she allegedly said. "Just something to hide." Friends and family watched helplessly as she unraveled in real time. The family was left divided, torn between protecting her mental health and stopping the situation from escalating further. Some begged her to log off, to step away. Others quietly supported her decision to keep speaking, believing silence had only empowered the other side. The tension inside her circle mirrored the chaos online, where fans argued non-stop about blame, truth, and power. By the end of that second night, Erika was reportedly exhausted, emotionally drained, but far from finished. Her hurt had transformed into something sharper, something more dangerous. Resolve. Sources say she began organizing her thoughts, replaying timelines, lining up receipts. This wasn't just a breakdown anymore. It was the beginning of a counter-narrative. And as the sun rose on a new day, one thing was clear to everyone watching closely: whatever came next would change the story forever. The morning after felt unreal, like the world had shifted while Erika stood still. Sunlight crept through the curtains, landing on a phone that hadn't stopped buzzing all night. Messages from strangers, from people she hadn't spoken to in years, from numbers she didn't recognize. Some were supportive, telling her to stay strong, saying they believed her. Others were cruel, mocking, dissecting her pain like entertainment. Fans are shocked at how quickly the internet turned her private heartbreak into a public courtroom, with everyone convinced they were the judge. Erika barely slept. Sources say she lay awake replaying every conversation she ever had with him, searching for the moment she should have known. There were promises whispered during quiet moments, assurances that made her feel chosen, protected. Now those memories felt poisoned. She allegedly whispered to herself, was it all fake? And each time she asked, the answer felt heavier. The emotional conflict inside her was tearing her apart. She wanted to believe she mattered, but every hour of silence from his side made that belief harder to hold onto. By mid-morning, her phone rang again, this time from a close friend who sounded panicked. "You need to see this," the friend reportedly said. Another report had dropped, this one suggesting the decision to cut ties wasn't sudden at all. Insiders claimed it had been planned, strategized, executed with precision. Erika felt the blood rush to her head as she read the words. Planned meant calculated. Planned meant she was never going to get closure. The family was left divided once more, with some saying she should stop reading, while others admitted they felt sick for her. Anger replaced shock. Erika allegedly slammed her phone down, pacing back and forth, her voice rising as she spoke to anyone who would listen. "They knew exactly what they were doing," she said. "They let me believe in something that was already dead. Emotions ran high as she called another mutual acquaintance, demanding answers. The call reportedly ended in tears and shouting, with Erika accusing them of protecting power instead of truth. "You chose him," she screamed. "You always choose him." Outside her apartment, the world kept spinning, but inside, everything felt like it was collapsing. She hadn't eaten. She hadn't showered. All she could think about was the humiliation. The idea that she might be remembered not as herself, but as an embarrassing footnote in someone else's story. Fans are shocked at how raw her emotions appeared when another short clip surfaced, this one filmed accidentally during a live stream she forgot to end. Her voice cracked as she said, "I gave loyalty to someone who treated me like a secret." That clip went viral within minutes. Reaction channels dissected her tone, her words, her facial expressions. Some praised her vulnerability, saying it took courage to show pain so openly. Others accused her of spiraling for attention. The commentary was relentless. Erika reportedly watched it all, unable to look away, her sense of self eroding with every hot take. "They don't even see me as a person anymore," she told a friend. "I'm just content." Behind the scenes, rumors began circulating about pressure coming from the other side. Alleged warnings, subtle messages sent through intermediaries suggesting she should stop talking. When she heard this, something shifted again. Fear crept in, mixing with anger and hurt. This wasn't just heartbreak, this was power. And she was on the losing end of it. The emotional stakes skyrocketed as she realized how alone she really was. Her family tried to intervene that evening. A tense conversation unfolded around her kitchen table, voices low but strained. One relative urged her to delete everything, to protect herself. Another argued that silence would only erase her side completely. The family was left divided, each person speaking from fear, love, and frustration. Erika listened quietly, her eyes distant. When she finally spoke, her voice was steady but cold. "If I disappear now," she said, "their version becomes the truth." That night, she made a decision. Sources say Erika began writing, typing furiously into her notes app, reconstructing timelines, saving messages, documenting feelings. This wasn't about revenge, she claimed. It was about control, taking back her narrative before it was rewritten without her consent. Fans are shocked at how quickly her pain seemed to transform into determination. The girl who cried on camera hours earlier now looked focused, almost calm. Meanwhile, the silence from JD Vance's side continued to scream louder than any statement. Political allies avoided mentioning her name entirely. Commentators framed the situation as unfortunate but necessary, a phrase that enraged Erika when she heard it repeated on a panel. "Necessary for who?" she reportedly shouted at the TV. "Certainly not for me." Emotions ran high as she felt reduced to collateral damage, something disposable in a much bigger game. Late that night, a new twist emerged. An anonymous source claimed Erika had been warned from the beginning not to expect anything serious. The implication was brutal, that she misunderstood everything, that her pain was her own fault. When she read it, Erika reportedly broke down again, sobbing uncontrollably. "That's a lie," she cried. "I was told the opposite." The betrayal cut deeper than before, not just from him, but from a system that seemed determined to paint her as delusional. Friends rushed to her side, worried about her mental state. One described the scene as heartbreaking, saying Erika kept repeating the same sentence. "I wasn't crazy," she said. "I know what I was told." That need to be believed became her driving force. Fans are shocked at how relatable her struggle felt to many, especially women who saw echoes of their own experiences in her words. The comment sections began shifting again, sympathy slowly outweighing skepticism. As dawn approached, Erika sat alone, staring out the window, exhausted but awake. The city lights flickered like distant witnesses to her unraveling. She knew this story was far from over. Too many questions unanswered, too many lies floating around. Whatever came next, she was no longer willing to suffer quietly. And as she picked up her phone once more, fingers hovering over the screen, it was clear that the next move would push this drama into even darker territory. Erika didn't sleep at all that night. The hours blurred together as she sat on the edge of her bed, phone glowing in her hands, reading and rereading messages that felt like artifacts from another lifetime. Every "I care about you" now sounded like a setup. Every promise felt like a trick. Emotions ran high as she fought the urge to post everything at once, to blow the whole thing open in one reckless moment. Friends later said they could feel the tension in the air, like something was about to snap. By morning, a new energy had taken over. It wasn't calm, and it wasn't peace. It was resolve sharpened by humiliation. Erika started reaching out, not for comfort but for information. Who knew what, and when? Who had warned him? Who had advised silence? Each call peeled back another layer of the story, and none of it made her feel better. If anything, it confirmed her worst fear. She had been discussed, strategized, and discarded without ever being invited into the room. One conversation in particular pushed her over the edge. A former friend, voice shaking, allegedly admitted that people around him had always seen Erika as temporary. "They didn't think you were serious," the friend said. "They thought you understood." The words landed like a punch. Erika screamed, according to sources, her voice cracking as she yelled, "Understood what? That I didn't matter?" The call ended abruptly, leaving her staring at a blank screen, chest heaving. Fans are shocked at how quickly her demeanor shifted online that afternoon. She stopped sounding confused and started sounding angry. A series of cryptic posts appeared, each one sharper than the last. "Don't rewrite history," one read. "I have receipts." Another said, "Being quiet doesn't mean being weak." The internet erupted again, with supporters cheering her on and critics warning her she was playing a dangerous game. The comment sections became battlegrounds, full of strangers projecting their own stories onto hers. Inside her circle, panic grew. Family members worried she was spiraling into something she couldn't control. One relative allegedly begged her to stop, saying this could ruin her forever. Another quietly backed her, saying she deserved to defend herself. The family was left divided, voices raised, tears shed, love colliding with fear. Erika listened, arms crossed, jaw tight. "I'm already ruined," she finally said. "The difference is whether I let them decide how." As the day went on, more leaks surfaced. Anonymous tips, blurry screenshots, half-stories that painted Erika as unstable, obsessed, dramatic. Each one felt like a deliberate attempt to discredit her before she could speak fully. Emotions ran high as she realized the narrative was being shaped in real time, and she was losing ground by the hour. "They're trying to make me look crazy," she told a friend. "That way, nothing I say matters." That fear ignited something dangerous. Sources say Erika began recording herself again, not crying this time, but composed, almost icy. In one clip that never officially posted but circulated privately, she rehearsed what she wanted to say. "I'm not asking for sympathy," she said. "I'm asking for honesty." Her voice didn't shake. That scared people more than her tears ever did. Behind closed doors, pressure mounted from all sides. Alleged intermediaries reached out, urging her to calm down, to think about consequences. The messages were polite but firm, filled with words like careers and reputation. Erika read between the lines. This wasn't concern. It was containment. Fans are shocked by how clearly she seemed to recognize the power imbalance at play. "They're not scared of lies," she said. "They're scared of the truth." That evening, another twist hit. Someone leaked a private detail Erika had only ever shared with one person. When she saw it online, her hands went numb. The betrayal cut deeper than anything before. It wasn't just about being left. It was about being exposed. Used. Stripped of privacy as punishment for speaking up. She reportedly collapsed onto the floor, sobbing, repeating, "How could he let this happen?" Friends rushed over, alarmed by her state. They found her surrounded by open apps, messages everywhere, eyes red but blazing. "They crossed a line," she said quietly. That was the moment many believe she decided there was no turning back. The drama had escalated beyond messy heartbreak. It was war, at least in her mind. Late that night, Erika went live again, unannounced. Thousands joined within minutes. The air felt electric. She didn't name him, didn't accuse directly, but every word was loaded. "When someone tells you to stay quiet to protect them," she said, "ask yourself who is protecting you." Fans are shocked by how steady she sounded, how controlled. This wasn't a breakdown. This was a declaration. Reaction was instant and explosive. Supporters flooded her with messages of love and solidarity. Critics doubled down, calling her reckless, accusing her of seeking attention. Reaction channels popped up overnight, analyzing every pause, every breath. The family was left divided once more as they watched the live replay, some proud, others terrified. Erika logged off after 10 minutes, heart pounding, knowing there was no undoing what she had just started. As the night deepened, so did the consequences. Rumors spread that legal teams were now involved, that lines had been drawn. The situation had officially crossed into dangerous territory. Erika sat alone again, adrenaline fading, replaced by a heavy, sobering realization. This wasn't just about her feelings anymore. It was about power, control, and who gets to tell the story. She stared at her phone, now eerily quiet, and whispered, "You wanted me gone. You should have listened to me when I was quiet." The words hung in the air, a warning more than a lament. Whatever came next would not be pretty. And as she finally lay back, eyes wide open, the sense that something irreversible had begun settled deep in her chest, refusing to let her rest. The next morning arrived with a different kind of silence. Not the empty kind she had grown used to, but a tense one, heavy with anticipation. Erika woke up to missed calls from numbers she didn't recognize and messages from friends saying the same thing over and over again. "Are you okay? Please call me. This is getting serious." She didn't respond right away. Instead, she sat still, staring at the wall, heart racing, knowing something had shifted overnight. Then she saw it. A new wave of headlines, carefully worded but unmistakably pointed. Phrases like, "unverified claims," and "emotionally charged allegations," were everywhere. The tone had changed, no longer dismissive but cautious. That alone told her she had struck a nerve. Fans are shocked at how fast the narrative started bending, not in her favor necessarily, but away from total dismissal. That small shift felt like oxygen after days of suffocating. But relief didn't last long. Another message came through, this one from someone she trusted deeply. The text was short and devastating. "They're blaming you now." Erika felt her stomach drop. Blaming her for what? For speaking? For reacting to being erased? Anger surged through her again, sharp and uncontrollable. Emotions ran high as she paced the room, rereading the message until the words blurred. Soon after, she got the call she had been dreading. A calm voice on the other end, polite, professional, and cold. It wasn't a threat, not directly. It was a suggestion. Slow down. Take a break. Think about the impact of her words. Erika listened in silence, jaw clenched, fingers digging into her palm. When the call ended, she laughed, a hollow sound that startled even her. "Now they want me to think," she muttered. Where was that concern before? Inside her inner circle, fear peaked. Friends argued quietly in the kitchen, debating whether she should step away from social media entirely. One said this was spiraling beyond control. Another said backing down now would destroy her credibility. The family was left divided yet again, the same cycle repeating with higher stakes each time. Erika watched them argue, feeling strangely detached. In her mind, the line had already been crossed. By afternoon, more anonymous stories surfaced, each one painting her as unstable, obsessive, incapable of handling rejection. It felt coordinated, too consistent, too timed. Fans are shocked by how quickly public opinion whiplashed again, sympathy clashing with suspicion. Erika felt like she was being torn apart by narratives she didn't create and couldn't fully stop. "They're building a case against my character," she said to a friend. "Not my facts." That realization hardened her. Instead of reacting emotionally, she started planning. She gathered everything: dates, messages, voice notes, even memories she had tried to forget. Each piece felt heavy, but necessary. This wasn't about exposure anymore. It was about survival. Emotions ran high as she realized how much of herself she had trusted to someone who now wanted her erased. Late that evening, another blow landed. A respected commentator publicly questioned her motives, suggesting she was exploiting the situation for attention. The clip spread fast. Erika watched it once, then again, her face expressionless. When she finally spoke, her voice was quiet but deadly serious. "If attention is what I wanted," she said, "I would have lied. The truth is what's costing me." Supporters rallied harder after that. Messages poured in from women who said they had been silenced in similar ways. Their stories mirrored hers so closely it scared her. Fans are shocked by how her situation began to symbolize something bigger, something darker about power and silence. Erika felt the weight of that responsibility settling on her shoulders, whether she wanted it or not. But with that support came more pressure. Expectations. Demands for her to expose everything. People wanted names, proof, drama. Erika felt trapped between two fires. Stay quiet and be erased, or speak louder and be destroyed. The emotional conflict was unbearable. She cried alone that night, not from heartbreak this time, but from exhaustion. "I just wanted the truth," she whispered. "Not a war." As midnight approached, she received one final message that night. It was simple: "You need to stop." No explanation, no signature. Erika stared at the screen, pulse pounding. Fear crept in again, cold and real. But alongside it was something else. Clarity. She typed back a response, then deleted it. She didn't need to answer. Her silence this time was intentional. She placed the phone face down and leaned back, eyes closed, knowing tomorrow would bring consequences she couldn't predict. But for the first time since this all began, she felt certain of one thing. She was done being managed. Done being minimized. Whatever happened next, she would face it standing, not shrinking. And as the city outside settled into uneasy sleep, Erika remained awake, fully aware that the next chapter would be the most explosive yet. So now it's your turn. After everything you've just heard, every twist, every betrayal, every moment where emotions ran high and silence spoke louder than words, the question hangs in the air and it won't go away. What do you really think happened behind closed doors? Was Erika Kirk truly misled and discarded when she became inconvenient, or did this spiral into something far bigger than anyone expected? Fans are shocked, divided, and arguing non-stop, but your voice matters just as much as anyone else's watching right now. If you were in her position, what would you have done? Would you have stayed quiet to protect someone else's image, or would you have spoken up even knowing the cost could be devastating? Imagine being told to disappear after being promised you mattered. Imagine watching your story rewritten in real time while you're still trying to breathe through the pain. This isn't just gossip, it's a mirror for so many people who have felt erased, minimized, or managed out of their own truth. The drama may still be unfolding, and there are so many unanswered questions. Will Erika finally release everything she claims to have? Will the silence from the other side continue, or will there be a response that changes the narrative again? And most importantly, who do you believe when power and vulnerability collide like this? The family was left divided, the internet is on fire, and the fallout is far from over. Right now, we want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell us which side you're on, or if you think the truth lies somewhere in between. Do you see this as heartbreak turned public, or a calculated attempt to silence someone who spoke too loudly? Read what others are saying, join the conversation, and don't be afraid to say what everyone else is thinking. If this story pulled you in, shocked you, or made you rethink what really happens behind curated images and public silence, make sure you hit that like button. It helps this video reach more people who are just as curious and invested as you are. And if you don't want to miss what happens next in this unfolding saga, subscribe to the channel right now. We're following every development, every rumor, every twist, and you won't want to be late when the next bombshell drops. Turn on notifications so you're the first to know when new updates land, because this story is nowhere near finished. Something tells us the next chapter could change everything all over again. Stay tuned, stay curious, and stay ready, because in this world of